When my love comes down to see you, and my love comes down to see you, I just wanna be with you. When my love comes down to see you, come on, come in, step into the vortex where you belong. Come in, step into the vortex where you belong. I just want to hold your hand. I just want to hold your hand, and I got no other plan. I just want to hold your hand.
Yes. Velkommen til det store Vortex Show. Programmet, hvor man aldrig ved, hvad man kan forvente. Vi har som sædvanligt en masse overraskelser planlagt, og også nogle, vi ikke har planlagt. Der bliver sjov, musik, snak fra de fantastiske, skøre, deforme, nuttede og søde væsener, der bor i Vortex-hulen.
Katrine.
Først har vi en særlig gæst, den skøre nordmand, der hedder Eirik. Og når han ikke sidder i sin hule og drikker espressoer, men melodika i munden, eller nyder en aften... Ja!
Katrine!
Ja!
Du må snakke på engelsk. For de skjønner ikke dansk.
Ej, hvorfor kan de ikke dansk?
De skjønner ikke.
Nu har jeg
De skjønner
skrevet
ikke
det hele
norsk engang.
Ej, nu har jeg jo skrevet det hele på dansk. Nå, ja.
Jeg forstår ikke dansk.
Jo, du gør. Okay. Good evening, and welcome to the Vortex Show. The show where you never know quite what to expect. As usual, we have surprises planned, probably a few we haven't planned. There will be fun, music, and talking from the amazing, crazy, strange, deformed, cutie patootie, and lovely creatures of the Vortex. First, we have a special guest, the crazy Norwegian Eirik, who, when he is not in his little den with a double espresso and a melodica in his mouth, enjoys evening walks in Naples, Milan, or Oslo, depending on where he is. He has invited himself for a good faith conversation about the way music has shaped our lives, especially the music from the hands of Nick Cave and his Bad Seeds. And I will just remind you, this is not a talk show. This is not an interview. This is a conversation. There.
You have a thing for Nick Cave, isn't that right, Katrine?
That's right. I have a little thing for Nick Cave.
But Katrine, why are you in the Vortex? How did you end up in the Vortex? What the fuck happened?
What the fuck happened? That's the question. Well, Nick happened.
How did you get so interested in Nick Cave?
I've been listening to Nick Cave's music for more than 20 years. But what happened a few years ago was that Skeleton Tree came out, and One More Time with Feeling came out, and then Nick went on his Conversations tour and on this very emotional Skeleton Tree tour. And what happened was...
I really loved it.
Yes, it was incredible and amazing. And I attended 2 of the conversations and had a little chat with Nick. And what happened was I really felt like I had been just receiving his music for so many years. And now I felt like he needed us to give something back. And he needed us to be there for him. And I really wanted to be there for him. So that's what happened. I got very involved with the fan groups and trying to reach out to him. And then COVID happened and Bad Seed TV happened and all these opportunities to interact and to give something back happened. And that's really what I've been doing.
He was...
No, Eirik, we lost you.
You look great, Greta. Yeah, I can tell you how I discovered Nick Cave.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a very cold place. And when I was 9 years old, my mother decided that we should move to an even colder place. And in that cold place, it was called Bodø. I was very into music and records, and this was in the olden days, you know, before internet. It was 1986, I think. Uh, I was in a record store, my local record store, and I saw, and I went through the news, like I did almost every day. And I saw the cool cover art of a guy looking kind of like Elvis, but clearly intoxicated by heroin. And it said, "Your funeral, my trial." And cool title and such a cool look. So I got the records because it was a double album. Um, it was like 2 12 inches played on 45 rounds minutes. And I listened to it and read the lyrics. And uh, I thought it was so meaningful. I liked the music, but the lyrics was what really made the impression on me. Uh, the way the guy conveyed so much feelings and not always so very nice feelings. So I bought the entire backup catalog and um, I made a phone call to Tower Records in London to check out if they had anything more than the records in Norway. And they sent me a VHS tape with the birthday party live in Manchester with like extra material over the videos. Like no, just one video for Nicholas Strip. And live recordings. It wasn't live; it was playback. But I was so young that I thought it was live from Australian TV, where they played the junkyards. Uh, and I was I was in a bad place in my life because I was a teenager living in the north, freezing my ass off, and I didn't like anyone there. Uh, I I really hated everyone. Mm. Um, but yeah, when I saw that video, um, I felt that these guys, they also hit everyone. And and I felt like a brotherhood. I felt that nobody in the city where I live or in the country are like me. But uh, those guys, they are like me. Uh, I watched that video, when my mother and my family was sleeping at night. I watched it over and over all night. And when morning came, I went to bed and pretended that I had been sleeping. Um, so my mother wouldn't get worried. Um, and then I went to school and pretended that I had been sleeping all night and had just a normal night.
Mm.
But my nights were never normal. I was watching that tape every night until I learned the whole thing by heart.
Mm, I actually discovered Nick by watching Wings of Desire the very first time I did, and I got into the Carney. It was my very first Nick song, and I love that feeling of damned circus music. I don't know, but also funerary music. It really gave me thrills. I don't know how to explain the very first feelings. Then I looked and searched about Nick, and I got into the birthday party before going into the bed seats actually. But the very first record I bought of the birthday party is just from last December when I first went to Berlin, because I could find here in my local record stores bed seats records, of course, but the birthday party are very rare to find. And so the first CD I bought back in Berlin when I was going around with Terry was of the birthday party, and it was my very first by them. And it's maybe my favorite souvenir from Berlin.
I think one of the reasons I got so connected with Nick during the conversations, or through the conversations, was that he brought back my memory of discovering him, which I had forgotten, but it was very closely connected with my mom.
Oh.
Because he was sitting at the piano in Copenhagen at the conversation, and he started playing No More Shall We Part.
Wow.
And I was just all of a sudden I was back
no
home.
Longer be necessary.
And all of a sudden I was just transported back to my childhood living room, and my mom had brought home the CD No More Shall We Part because she read a good review or something, and she brought it home and we listened to it in the living room. And I was just back there, and I could smell it, and I could feel the carpet, and I could feel sitting there with her discovering that for the first time. And that was just such a powerful memory that I had lost. And that was brought back to me at the conversation. Amazing. Because I think I knew of Nick before No More Shall We Part came out, but we hadn't really clicked, and that was the one that clicked for me.
No matter how much I love the music and the lyrics, I thought it was a little unruly. Yeah, of course, it was the nature of the music. But I fantasized about doing those songs with a female vocalist, and in a sweet way, like she's hit, you know. I fantasized about making that like a dance song. With a sweet girl singing, and not singing it in a hateful manner, but singing it like she cared about the girl that couldn't get up. And I fantasized about like Jennifer's Whale, because I really loved that lyric, and I thought it was so touching, and I thought it would be so cool if it was presented in another kind of way. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for helping me pull that off.
No, I think our birthday party covers have been really amazing and really gotten me into the birthday party, which I haven't really been from the start. I love the birthday party. It's incredible.
I'm so grateful for the birthday party, and I really felt some kind of power when we did the cover of King Ing. It was great. Yeah.
King Ink feels like a bug.
it was amazing, and I really enjoyed to dirty up the song, because when Eirik first sent me the very first version of it, the very first mix, it was so clean and beautiful. I wanted to ruin it because I needed to put on some dirty guitars over it, and I didn't just want to put a violin.
Swimming in a soup bowl.
Because to me, the birthday party, I don't know, they must be dirty somehow to be felt as they are. And oh my God. Okay, a fun fact. My alarm clock is actually the Mercy Seat. Yeah.
Oh,
I wake up every day listening to the Mercy Seat. That's the crazy thing. And I also go to school walking every day listening to the Mercy Seat, because it's that song that when I discovered it, actually 4 years ago, I think, or 5 years ago, when I first heard it, it was the video version, not the album version. And I don't know, it gives me feelings in contrast between them, because it gives me happiness but also some kind of anxiety because of the lyrics, maybe. Because but I would use it as an alarm clock but also as a lullaby if possible. That's the crazy thing. I cannot decide what the song really means to me, because I think it's the most important one. Because I cannot really describe that song. Yeah, that's my fun fact, and that's why I use it as an alarm clock every day. It's crazy.
my son has been getting a little bit into the bad seeds. I can't say that he's a fan because he hates it when I says he's a fan, but one of the ones that he really connected with was the Mercy Seat, because I told him the whole story. He's very much into lyrics and what's this song about, Mom? And when I told him what the Mercy Seat was about, he just
that's the kind of but he's growing up very well, I'm sure about it. And the other fun fact, but I think you both know that, is that when I met Nick in July, he used a sunflower as a hat for my head. It was given this giant sunflower by a woman called Sylvia, I think, from Florence. And she came there in Verona with this dying sunflower from the field next to her house, and it was dying in a backpack, actually. And I was hugging Nick, and in the meantime she gave this flower to him, and Nick took it and did like this over my head. So I have these pictures of me hugging Nick with a sunflower on my head, and it's very funny because I couldn't even speak when I was in his arms, and I could just smell his jacket. That's the only thing that I did. And there was my father taking a picture of me with him, saying, "Okay, now please tell him something, because we came here, we traveled for 2.5 hours by car, and then you meet him and you don't say anything to your idol, to your hero." Because I was iced, I was completely freezed. I couldn't say a word. And so when I just hugged him and had this sunflower as a blessing, I think. I don't know. But there was smell of rain in the air. But when he came out of the door, his jacket really smelled like laundry. It was a beautiful smell. That's why I wrote this little poem about the meeting I had with him, Okay. Hashtag words for Nick
Yeah.
Cave. Once upon a time, in fair Verona, I met a woman from Florence. Her name was Sylvia, and she lived beside a sunflower field. She picked one of these sunflowers and carried it to Santa Anastasia, where I got to know her. The sunflower looked happy but tied in her backpack. It was just resting, preparing itself to bloom anew. Evening came and the storm too. The prayers stood steady, waiting for their blessing. The wind did not shake their souls, mine neither. It was something else. Candles had been lighted behind the glass door, and everything seemed to be ready for the miracle. The sunflower was given as an offering to the big back prophet, once he had appeared. 8:22 p.m. The people surrounded their deity. The procession did not come to an end. It was gradually changing its frame, transforming into a delayed gig. Everyone had their own moment with the prophet. Mine was all about him, holding my small body with his red right hand and the sunflower with the left one. He hugged me, he hugged me, he hugged me. His jacket smelled like heaven and laundry. That's it.
I think my thing was you said that he smelled like laundry and heaven, and I said he smelled like hairspray and bliss.
Yeah. Yeah. We put this together and we got
Put them together.
100%.
Yeah, laundry and heaven, hairspray and bliss. Thank you for joining us for the very first version of Vortex Talks, I guess. It's been hectic, and then we've had our technical difficulties, but I'm sure this will be the beginning of something beautiful and the beginning of many talks to come. Thank you for joining us in our strange little cave, and cheers. Haven't had nearly enough coffee for this.
Watercolor cheers.
Watercolor coffee, cheers.
Oh, okay.
It was nothing in here. I just pretended I was drinking.
Tack för det kom.
Into town, he sniffs around. King kicks off his steep boot.
Sand and soot and dust and dirt and
It's much bigger than you think. King Ink, wake up, King Ink, get up, King Ink.
a bug crawls up the wall. King Ink feels like a bug. Han hader sin rådne skal.
Hates his rotten shell.
Men hvad er der i huset?
But what's in that house?
Hvad er der inde i værelset?
What's in that room?
Hvad er det for noget?
Say
Sig noget på
something.
dansk.
Sig nu på norsk. Sag et hva?
Express yourself.
Sand og sol og støv og jord og sand og sol og støv og jord og
That's domino on the radio.
There is a woman pie in here. Mr. Evangelist says she's hit, the best cook you ever had. You can't blame a good woman now, Dad, and you locked him up for 20 years now. There's action on the basement stairs now. A monster half man, half beast rhyme. Hear the hatchet grind, grind. The pilgrim gets one hack daughter, and we get are 40 hack reporters. Uptown 100 skirts are bleeding, and Mr. Evangelist says she's hit. Every little bit she's hit. Every little bit she's hit. Every little bit she's hit. She's hit. She's hit. If only we could all grow wings and fly. Sweet hatchet, swing low, son. I'm feeling mighty lonesome. Christen the bastard Jack, Dad. The head shrinker is whack. And anyone who'd wear his hair like that. The finalists are cool, but the conversation's cruel. Hold my head, Romeo, it's in a rodeo. Hold my heart, Daddy-o, it just won't go. Hold my head, Romeo, it's in a rodeo. Hold my head, Daddy-o, it just won't go. And all the girls around the world, and all the girls across the world are hit. Every little bit she's hit. Every little bit she's hit. Every little bit she's hit, and she won't get up.
she just ain't the same. Quit waving that thing about, come back and give me a chance to explain. Your baby will never cry again. So don't try to reach out, and don't let the ship's flag down. Point the figurehead at the storm and drive her heart upon. Don't stop, and don't stop, and don't let the veil drop. Another ship ready to sail. The rigging is tight, tight like Jennifer's veil. She drew the curtain on her face. Ever since they came and burnt the old place down. Why is she searching through the ashes? Through the ashes. Why? Only Jennifer knows that now. And the officer, without a word, left all his junk and just moved out. So don't try to reach out,
It's a very happy day. We all had lots of fun, 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 fun.
No one saw the carny go. The weeks flew by till it moved on the show, leaving the caravan behind. It was parked out on the southeast ridge, and the company crossed that bridge with the first rain filling the dry bone riverbed, shone just so up on the edge. Hired hands, there was not one among them that did not cast an eye behind in hope that the carny would return to his own kind. The carny left behind a horse, all skin and bones, and he named Sorrow. It was a shallow, unmarked grave where that old nag was laid. In the meadows. And it was the dwarves that were given the task of digging the ditch and laying a nag's carcass in the ground, while Boss Bellini waved his smoking pistol around, saying,
Der Nörgler war totes Fleisch. Wir können es uns nicht leisten, totes Gewicht zu tragen.
While the whole company standing about, not making a sound, and turning to the dwarves perched on the enclosed gate, the boss says,
Begrabe diesen Klumpen Krähenköder.
and the rain came hammering down. Everybody running for the wagons, tying all the candles flaps down. The monkey cats crawling in their cages, the birds go flapping and squawking around. The whole valley reeking of wet beast and rotten sudden hay, freaking brute creation. The three dwarves peering from a wagon side. Moses says to Noah,
Habría que cavar más hondo, habría que cavar más hondo.
the grizzle faces like dying moons, still dirty from the digging done. Shouted the atlas to the tree, said,
Suponho que o feirante non vai vir.
they were silent for a spell, wishing they'd done a better job of bearing sorrow. company passed from the valley into higher ground. The brain beat on the ridge, on the meadows, on the mound, until nothing was left. Nothing left at all, except the body of sorrow that rose in time to float upon the surface of the eastern soil. And a murder of crows did circle round, first one, then the other, flapping gladly down. And a carnage van still sat up in the air, tilting slowly as the firm ground turned to sludge. Rain it hammered down, rain it hammered down, rain it hammered down. No one saw the carny go. No one saw the carny go. I say rakt vårt allting går.
Y empieza a beber a canto. Y la fluye con. Y empieza a beber a canto. Y la fluye con. Y empieza a beber a canto. Y la fluye con. Y empieza a beber a canto. Y la fluye con.
Bird with crooked wing cast its wicked shadow over. Bauble moon did mock, and trinket stars did smile. Your funeral, my trial. Here I am, little lamb. Let all the bells in whoredom ring. All the crooked bitches that she was. Mongers of pain. Saw the moon become a fang. Your funeral, my trial.